Chapter 51 Heavenly Rank Combat Skill. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In front of the hut, a figure with a solemn face and heavy footsteps. Every step he took, there were circles of wonderful vibration spreading all around. This figure was Wuchang. The skill he was practicing at the moment was not a physical skill, but a combat skill called stepping on the heart. Stepping on the heart had no grade, but Wuchang always felt that this combat skill was extraordinary. At this moment, Wuchang's heart was beating hard. The performance of stepping on the heart was also a kind of tempering for Wuchang himself. Wuchang, there are two people watching above your head. One is the old man just now, and the other is your senior sister. Ji Yaoyao's words reached Wuchang's ears. Wuchang had a blank expression on his face and ignored it, still concentrating on practicing this combat skill. Stepping on the heart has a total of 10 steps. In his previous life, Wuchang could only take 5 steps at a time at most. If he continued to walk, his heart would not be able to bear it. Now he had just taken 2 steps, and his forehead was already sweating. He felt his heart beating too hard. This also caused Wuchang to delay the 3rd step. Wuchang gave up later. After all, he was only at the 9th level of Qi refining, so he couldn't be too ambitious. Master, what kind of footwork is this? It seems that every step is on the heart. It's not simple. Jin Miaoqing looked at the old man beside him and asked curiously. The old man shook his head and then said, "My dear disciple, you really stumped me. I really don't know. Your junior brother's talent is not inferior to yours. If you work hard, you will definitely achieve something in the future. If you want to say goodbye to him, go ahead. It's not easy to come back later." Jin Miaoqing was slightly surprised when she heard it. She knew very well that her master was extraordinary. In addition to his own cultivation, his knowledge was extremely terrifying, but today, the master actually said that he didn't know either, which naturally surprised Jin Miaoqing. You can ask him about this step. This guy should not be a stingy person. With this step, your combat power will be greatly improved in the future. That the old man smiled and spoke again. Jin Miaoqing nodded when he heard it. Seeing that Wuchang had stopped, he was no longer polite. He shook his body with the old man and came directly below. Junior brother Ji, I wonder if you welcome this uninvited guest of my sister. Jin Miaoqing stood not far from Wuchang and said with a smile. Wuchang was slightly stunned. When he saw the old man next to Jin Miaoqing, his pupils shrank slightly. Big sister, come to my broken temple, it is glorious. Wuchang made a gesture of invitation. Jin Miaoqing was not polite. Together with Wuchang, he entered the small house where Wuchang lived. After Wuchang poured tea for the two, he sat cross-legged opposite Jin Miaoqing. Junior brother Ji, I'm leaving the sect now. I don't know when I'll be back. Today I'm here to say goodbye to you. Jin Miaoqing got straight to the point and directly stated his purpose. Wuchang naturally knew that in his previous life, Jin Miaoqing left tonight and appeared again 100 years later. Wuchang glanced at the old man, then turned to look at Jin Miaoqing, and said with a smile, "Congratulations, senior sister. Bo Yunzhou is too small. With senior sister's talent, it would only be a waste of time if she stayed. Junior brother wishes senior sister a steady rise in cultivation. When senior sister becomes the supreme emperor in the future, junior brother will definitely come to hug senior sister's thigh and seek shelter." Jin Miaoqing glared at Wuchang. This guy is really good at talking. He dared to say that he was the supreme emperor. Jin Miaoqing heard from his master that in this world, not to mention the emperor, there is not even a quasi-emperor. Jin Miaoqing is a straightforward person. Seeing Wuchang being glared at by him, he shrank his neck and couldn't help but smile slightly. Junior brother Ji, I just saw that you seem to be practicing a special combat skill. To be honest, I like it. Junior brother, if you need anything, tell me. I am willing to exchange with you. Hearing Jin Miaoqing's words, Wuchang was slightly stunned, then smiled and took out a jade slip and put it between his eyebrows. After a while, Wuchang took the jade slip from his eyebrows and handed it to Jin Miaoqing. Senior sister, This combat skill is called Stepping Heart Step. If you like it, just take it. Jin Miaoqing didn't expect Ji Wuchang to be so straightforward. She couldn't help but be stunned when she took the jade slip. Is it so easy? You know, in the world of cultivating immortals, everyone takes their own skills and combat skills very seriously and will never reveal them easily. This is the first time Jin Miaoqing has encountered Ji Wuchang's behavior, and she can't help but feel a little touched in her heart. He recognized this junior brother from the heart. The old man looked at Ji Wuchang, and his eyes became more and more satisfied. Ji Wuchang really suited his appetite. Jin Miaoqing smiled slightly and said, "Junior brother, your love sister will remember it. If you can get out of Boyunzu in the future, you can come to find me. I will protect you when the time comes. This jade token is for you. It seals my master's attack. My master gave it to me for self-defense. Now that my master is by my side, I can't use it. I'll give it to you for self-defense." After Jin Miaoqing finished speaking, he took off a jade token from his waist and handed it to Ji Wuchang. When Ji Wuchang heard this, his heart was pounding. He made a lot of money from this deal. The reason why he was happy to give Jin Miaoqing the stepping heart step technique was because he knew that this senior sister would be a great figure in the future. If he could build a good relationship in advance, it might be of great use to him in the future. Ji Wuchang didn't expect that the reward would come so quickly. Ji Wuchang knew very well that the master next to Jin Miaoqing was a genuine Supreme Realm strongman, and how terrible his attack would be. Ji Wuchang didn't dare to take it directly, but looked at the old man. Seeing that the old man didn't have any special expression, he reached out to take it. "Thank you, senior sister," Ji Wuchang said happily. This was equivalent to having an extra amulet for himself, and even an extra life. Jin Miaoqing smiled and shook her head, and then her soul poured into the jade slip. After a moment, she showed a happy look on her face. "What a great stepping heart step, it's really amazing. Junior brother, this combat skill is not simple, it is very likely to be a heaven-level combat skill. You should not reveal it to others in the future, so as not to attract other people's covetousness." Jin Miaoqing warned Ji Wuchang with an unusually solemn expression. She was really shocked by this combat skill. Jin Miaoqing's eyesight was amazing, although the stepping heart step did not have any level marked. But when she compared it with the heaven-level combat skill she practiced, she found that the stepping heart step was not inferior to her own heaven-level combat skill, and she immediately came to the answer. She herself did not expect that her junior brother actually had a heaven-level combat skill. Chapter 52 Xiao Fan arrives at the Changsheng gate. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What? Ji Wuchang and the old man were both very surprised. Neither of them thought that this combat skill would be of heaven level. Ji Wuchang's mind was buzzing and he remembered something. Before he was surrounded and killed, he used this combat skill to kill 2 or 3 people of the same level as himself. He lived again, and only remembered that he was like a madman at that time, without any scruples at all, and the stepping heart step kept falling. Now thinking back, the other party died at the hands of the stepping heart step. The old man was also very surprised. Although he had practiced several heaven-level combat skills, he was not unfamiliar with the horror of heaven-level combat skills, but this kind of combat skill appeared in such a remote place as Buyun Changsheng, which was very intriguing. Suddenly, the old man thought of the day when Ji Wuchang used the wind and thunder fist to cause the thunder to fall, and then shook his head. The appearance of a heaven-level combat skill was already very scary. If another one appeared, he would probably think he was going crazy. "Thank you, senior sister. I really didn't know this fighting skill was so terrible." Ji Wuchang spoke carefully. "Ji junior brother, it's too late for you to regret now," Jin Miaoqing said jokingly. Ji Wuchang laughed and said, "Senior sister, you are joking." "Junior brother, I am not such a stingy person." Jin Miaoqing nodded, crushed the jade slip in her hand, and then said carefully, "Junior brother, don't worry, I won't leak this fighting skill. Senior sister is leaving, you have to practice well. To be honest, there are only 1.5 people in Changsheng who can catch my eye. You are one, and the other half is junior sister Wanqiu. It's a pity that she has too many thoughts, and it's hard to say what she will achieve in the future." Come on, senior sister is optimistic about you. After Zhen Miaoqing finished speaking, she stood up, revealing a hint of domineering. Ji Wuchang quickly stood up and followed the two of them. When they came to the door, Zhen Miaoqing nodded to Ji Wuchang, and then he and the old man shook their bodies and disappeared directly in front of Ji Wuchang. Zhen Miaoqing left to pursue his own path. Ji Wuchang looked at the direction they disappeared and clenched his right fist slightly. He, Ji Wuchang, will also embark on his own invincible road in the future. There is a large square at the entrance of Changsheng. There are not many people in this square usually, but today it is crowded. The elders of Changsheng appeared one after another and sat on the high platform above the square. Everyone showed a hint of expectation on their faces. Even the great elder Pei Yuanqing, who had been sitting in the spirit stone mine, came back and sat on the high platform. Pei Yuanqing looked to be in his 50s, with a dignified face. He was the kind of person who was intimidating without anger, and his cultivation had reached the 4th level of the soul-dividing realm. Behind Pei Yuanqing, Huang Wanqiu stood there quietly, holding a long sword, making the already upright place even more eye-catching. In the previous life, because Ji Wuchang's tendons were damaged, Meng Kaihong went out to look for medicine, so Meng Kaihong did not attend today's disciple recruiting event. At that time, Xiao was replaced by Incursion, and Ji Wuchang stood in the crowd to watch. Xiao Fan made a name for himself at the scene, and Incursion remembered him, but in this life, Incursion did not come, but Meng Kaihong and Ji Wuchang came. Are you Ji Wuchang? Pei Yuanqing looked at Ji Wuchang and spoke calmly. Ji Wuchang did not dare to neglect, and hurriedly bowed and clasped his fists and said, Disciple Ji Wuchang, meet the elder. Ji Wuchang did not have a particularly deep impression of this elder, but he was fair. But later, Kai Ping rebelled. Pei Yuanqing was furious, fought with Kai Ping, and was killed by an old man beside Kai Ping. To be honest, until now, Ji Wuchang did not know who the old man behind Kai Ping was. Pei Yuanqing looked at Ji Wuchang seriously, then smiled and said, Yes. As soon as I came back yesterday, I heard about the competition in the daytime. Practice well. The real future of Changsheng is in the hands of you young generation. As soon as Pei Yuanqing said this, Huang Wanqiu, Zui Yan and others on the side couldn't help but look at Ji Wuchang. The elder rarely praised people, and he was able to say such words, which was a great affirmation of Ji Wuchang. Meng Kaihong hurriedly said, Elder, Wuchang is a member of Changsheng. These are what he should do. Meng Kaihong didn't want her disciples to be praised high. It would be difficult to come down. Ji Wuchang looked calm, then clasped his fists and said, Thank you for the elder's teachings. I will seriously learn from senior sister Huang and senior brothers Hua. Pei Yuanqing nodded, and the satisfaction in his eyes became more and more intense. Huang Wanqiu, Zui Yan and others also looked away. Their faces were expressionless, and I don't know what they were thinking. At this moment, tens of thousands of people gathered at the gate of Changsheng. These people came to Changsheng from all over the place. At this moment, a black dot appeared in the sky not far away. The black dot was moving very fast and rapidly enlarged. It turned out to be a flying boat. On the flying boat, there were densely packed figures. All of them were boys and girls. This was the 5th elder Tang Yuan who came back from a remote place to recruit disciples. These people came with the flying boat, which did not mean that they could enter Changsheng 100%. Even if only 1 out of 10 survived, it was normal. Tang Yuan simply tested his root bones, which was a basic test, but in addition to the root bone test, Changsheng also had 2 rounds of tests, namely the soul test and the heart test. People with weak souls are destined to have a hard time going far in the future. Moreover, the cultivation of the soul is extremely difficult, much more difficult than cultivation. Therefore, many sects will not accept people who are born with weak souls. There is also the test of the heart, which tests the inner demons. If a person cannot get out of the illusion, no sect will accept him, because he will become a demon cultivator in the future. No sect is willing to cultivate a demon cultivator, which will not only harm the sect, but also cause disaster to the sect. In the 3 tests, a large number of people will be eliminated, and not many will be left in the end. Even if they succeed in staying, about 95% of them will become outer disciples directly. Only 5% of people will be selected by the elders as personal disciples. Ji Wuchang was one of the 95% who joined the Changsheng sect. After staying in the outer sect for a few years, he was selected by the third elder Meng Kaihong and accepted as a disciple. "The fifth elder is back," that the disciples of the Changsheng sect exclaimed, looking at the huge flying boat not far away. Many disciples showed nostalgia in their eyes. That's how they arrived at the Changsheng sect that year. Looking at the figures jumping down from the flying boat like dumplings, Wuchang stared at one of them with a sneer on his face. This person was Xiao Fan. Just as Wuchang remembered, he really came. But what surprised Wuchang was that Xiao Fan was not with the fifth elder Tang Yuan. Could it be that Tang Yuan hasn't had time to accept Xiao Fan as his apprentice yet? Chapter 53 Xiao Fan shocks the elders. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This side of the square was noisy. Tens of thousands of people looked at the gate of the Eternal Life Gate, which was more than 10 feet high. They couldn't help but show yearning and awe in their eyes. Xiao Fan also clenched his fists with both hands, and there was a glint in his eyes, but at this moment, there was a sharp pain in the muscles and veins in his body, which made Xiao Fan frown. During the test in Makino City, he used a secret method to hide his bones. During the test, only low-grade bones were displayed, but today, he, Xiao Fan, was going to make a surprise move and shock the entire scene. Xiao Fan set a minimum goal for himself, at least to become the disciple of an elder, so that he could have a chance to take revenge and trample Wuchang under his feet. Although he swallowed the pill secretly sent by Xiao Xueching, his injuries to his veins were only about 90% healed. Only by becoming a disciple of the elder and asking the master to give him a higher quality Peiyuan pill can his muscles and veins be completely restored. Xiao Fan unconsciously looked towards the elder's bench above the main square, where there were 9 top chairs. Xiao Fan's eyes were extremely fiery. These 9 people were the targets of his attack today. At this moment, Xiao Fan felt something and couldn't help but look upward, and immediately saw Wuchang. The two looked at each other, and seeing Wuchang's slightly playful eyes, Xiao Fan felt hatred in his heart, and at the same time he was secretly frightened. He has secretly found out from Buqiu Shuang, a disciple of the fifth elder, that Wuchang is the fourth disciple of the third elder of the Immortality sect, and the one with the worst cultivation. Xiao Fan originally thought that although Wuchang was an elder's disciple, his status would not be too high. But seeing Wuchang following the third elder at this moment, Xiao Fan realized that he might have guessed wrong. This Wuchang should be very popular with the third elder. When he thought of this, Xiao Fan couldn't help clenching his fists hidden in his sleeves, feeling great hatred in his heart. Wuchang, when I join the elder's sect, I will let you know that you are nothing compared to me, Xiao Fan. Xiao Fan whispered, and at the same time reached out and touched a dark storage ring on his hand. His confidence doubled. Wuchang didn't pay much attention to staring at Xiao Fan, but looked for Changsheng among the crowd. It's a pity that his impression of Changsheng is extremely vague. There are tens of thousands of people below, and it's impossible to tell which one is Changsheng. After searching for a while, Wuchang gave up and decided to wait until the test. Everyone, be quiet. The great elder Pei Yuanqing stood up slowly, swayed, and stood directly in the air. The people below looked at Pei Yuanqing, and the originally noisy scene suddenly became quiet. Pei Yuanqing smiled slightly, and then said calmly, "Everyone, I will bring out the jade bone phelan from my immortal sect later. This is a magic weapon to verify the bones of everyone present. Everyone will be covered by the light on the jade bone phelan. Those who can activate the beam of light to communicate with the jade bone phelan will be considered to have passed today's first test. Those who cannot trigger the beam of light, after this round of testing, can go to the foot of the mountain to receive 12 tails of silver pattern each, and then leave on their own." Pei Yuanqing's words spread throughout the audience, making the boys and girls present instantly become nervous. Of course, there are also some who are extremely confident, their eyes are shining, and they are eager to test it immediately. Xiao Fan is one of them. After Pei Yuanqing finished speaking, he didn't talk nonsense. In his left hand, a palm-sized phelan appeared. There are gears around the phelan, which are as smooth as jade and look extremely beautiful. This thing is the jade bone phelan mentioned by Pei Yuanqing. It is a magic weapon and belongs to Pei Yuanqing himself. Pei Yuanqing waved his hand, and the jade bone phelan flew up. As Pei Yuanqing formed seals with his hands, runes flew out one after another, and the jade bone phalan grew rapidly. In just a moment, the jade bone phalan grew to a size of hundreds of feet and slowly rotated in the air. When many people below saw this scene, their eyes instantly showed awe, and at the same time their eyes were extremely excited. At this moment, countless beams of light shot down from the jade bone phalan. Tens of thousands of them. Each beam of light accurately shot into the body of a person below, without missing a single person. At the moment when these beams shot down, beams of light shot out from below, also tens of thousands of them. These beams of light are caused by the jade bone phalan activating the root bones in their bodies. Among these tens of thousands of light beams, almost 90% are gray, and the remaining most rays of light are yellow and red. Gray represents mortal bones, which cannot cultivate immortality and are directly eliminated. Yellow represents the yellow-level root bone, which is the worst type of root bone. It is difficult to become an inner disciple. The red color represents the Xian-level root bones. This type of root bone only needs to stay in the outer sect for 3 years before you can enter the inner sect and become an inner sect disciple. Wuchang and the other elders' gazes directly passed over the gray, yellow and red light beams, and instead looked at the dozens of cyan light beams. This represents the earth-level root bone. Disciples of this kind of root bone can become elder disciples if they have a good soul and can pass the question of conscience test. At this moment, a silver beam of light rose, instantly attracting the attention of all the elders. Oh my God, this is a heaven-level bone. Our immortal sect has to recruit another genius this time. The elders of the Eternal Life sect exclaimed one after another, staring fiercely at the proud figure below. This person is Xiao Fan. At this moment, Xiao Fan was high-spirited and did not hide his roots at all. I don't pretend anymore, I show my cards, I am a genius. The rest of the people are all garbage in front of me. At this moment, Xiao Fan stood out from the crowd and became the focus of everyone's attention. The fifth elder Tang Yuan's eyes were wide open, and he thought of something, and his face showed displeasure. Tang Yuan understood that Xiao Fan was deliberately hiding his roots from him, not letting him know his roots. Isn't this clearly looking down on him? At this moment, Tang Yuan's displeasure became even more serious, and he looked at Xiao Fan with a very unfriendly look. As an elder in charge of recruiting disciples in the sect, he couldn't find a genius, which was equivalent to a slap in Tang Yuan's face. Wuchang was not surprised at all about this result. If Xiao Fan didn't have this root bone, he would definitely not be able to achieve such a high achievement. But at this moment, Wuchang didn't know Tang Yuan's thoughts. If he knew, Wuchang would definitely laugh to death. Every elder present had a very qualified disciple, except for the fifth elder, who had a few crooked disciples. In his previous life, Tang Yuan was very devoted to Xiao Fan and gave most of his resources to Xiao Fan, which enabled Xiao Fan to grow rapidly. As the saying goes, a good cook cannot cook without rice. No matter how strong a talent is, it is useless without resources. If Xiao Fan were to become a disciple of another elder, it would be absolutely impossible for him to receive such treatment. Chapter 54, Become a Disciple of the Headmaster. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Fifth Elder, you have done a great service to the sect this time. You actually brought back a genius. It seems that it is the right choice to entrust you with the task of recruiting new disciples for the sect. You didn't take away such a good seedling. Very good. Second Elder Zhou Yuan smiled and spoke to Tang Yuan. His words were very sincere. When Tang Yuan heard this, the expression on his face froze instantly, and then changed continuously. How could he not hear the hint of sarcasm in Zhou Yuan's mouth? Wuchang stood behind Meng Kaihong, which was also between the two. At this moment, he heard the words of the second elder and saw the slightly ugly face of the fifth elder. For some reason, he was in a good mood instantly. How could he be in a bad mood? Xiao Fan is his experience baby. If he wants to increase his luck value quickly, he must get the wool from him. It can be said that Wuchang has been waiting for this day for a long time. Good. Our Changsheng sect is indeed blessed by the heaven. In addition to Miao Qin, we have another disciple with heavenly aptitude. Not bad, not bad. At this moment, a figure flashed over. It was Zhen Yao Tian, the head of Changsheng sect. Jin Yao Tian looked at Xiao Fan below with admiration in his eyes. Meet the head. The elders stood up and saluted when they saw the head appear. Wuchang was shocked. Xiao Fan's luck would not be so good that he was favored by the head. If the head accepted him as a disciple, it would be a bit troublesome. As the saying goes, what you fear will come to you. Jin Yao Tian waved his hand to everyone, then looked at Xiao Fan below and said, "Are you willing to be my disciple?" That when the elders heard the head's words, they smiled bitterly at the same time. How could they compete with the head? Xiao Fan had already noticed Jin Yaotian's arrival. When he heard these elders calling the head, he instantly knew the other party's identity. Without any hesitation, Xiao Fan knelt down and clasped his fists to Jin Yao Tian, saying, "Disciple Xiao Fan, I pay my respects to the master." Okay. Xiao Fan, you will be my disciple from now on. After Jin Yao Tian finished speaking, he grabbed Xiao Fan's hand, and Xiao Fan's body flew straight from. Xiao Fan stared at Wuchang with a faint smile on his lips. Wuchang's expression had calmed down. He didn't expect that his butterfly wings would cause such a big change, but Xiao Fan was too happy too early. If Wuchang guessed correctly, Kai Ping has begun to turn evil now. The two of them were able to hook up in their previous lives because there was no conflict of interest, but now that they have become brothers, that is to say, part of the resources originally given to Kai Ping will be given to Xiao Fan, or even half, and Kai Ping will definitely not be happy. These two are not good people. It seems that I need to fan the flames and let them fight each other. At this moment, Wuchang suddenly thought of a treasure that he had not used, that is, his telepathic rune, or he could use it on Xiao Fan. However, Wuchang felt it was a pity to do so. How should you deal with being able to eavesdrop on the enemy's thoughts? When he thought of this, Wuchang couldn't help but smile. He didn't believe he couldn't kill him. Congratulations, Master, you have a beloved disciple. All the elders were sour, but they still bowed and spoke to congratulate Jin Yao Tian. Jin Yao Tian laughed, shook his body, and disappeared with Xiao Fan. All the gray light columns leave. At this time, the voice of the great elder Pei Yuanqing sounded, directly announcing the fate of this group of people. Those people in the gray light columns wailed, but they did not dare to disobey. They shook their heads and walked towards the foot of the mountain. Among these people, there was a girl about 15 years old. She showed a firm look on her face and did not leave. This person was Changsheng. Because her water spirit body was damaged, she was also covered with gray light beams when she was tested just now. Changsheng was unwilling, so she just stepped aside and did not go down the mountain. If she could not join a sect, she would have to live like this for the rest of her life. Changsheng was unwilling. She would never let those who murdered her have an easy life, even if these people were her relatives. From the day they murdered her, they were no longer her relatives. This hike of more than 2,000 miles lasted for several months, and she almost died in the mouth of a ferocious beast several times, but she could not make Changsheng retreat half a step. Changsheng had only one idea in her mind, which was to restore her physique. She wanted to cultivate immortality and take revenge. Changsheng did not know that at this moment, a pair of eyes were staring at her, and this look came from Wuchang. There were too many people just now, tens of thousands of people, and Wuchang was dazzled and could not recognize Changsheng at all, but as countless people went down the mountain, Changsheng's thin figure standing on the edge of the square was very conspicuous. Wuchang had seen Changsheng from a distance in his previous life. At that time, Changsheng was heroic and had a bit of Jin Miaoqing's flavor. The familiar person in Wuchang's heart gradually merged with the thin figure in front of him, allowing Wuchang to recognize the other party instantly. Wuchang suppressed the joy in his heart, but he knew that it was not the time to come forward. Giving a mouthful of help when people are poor is better than giving a bucket of help when they are rich. Wuchang wanted to show up when Changsheng was most desperate, so that Changsheng could truly be grateful to him for the rest of his life. After 2 lives, Wuchang had a deeper understanding of human nature. He knew very well what to do to get the most benefits. Wuchang didn't pay much attention to the next 2 rounds of tests, and finally more than 20 figures stood out. These are all people who represent the cyan beam of light. A more detailed bone test was conducted later. 5 of them are middle-grade Earth-level people, and the rest are all low-grade people. Meng Kaihong accepted 2 people as his disciples, a boy and a girl. They were a brother and sister. The boy was named Wang Yi and the girl was named Wang Ping. Both of them were born in a small immortal cultivating family, similar to the Ji family where Ji Wuchang originally lived. Both of them are at the second level of qi refining, so they are considered to be the best among this group of people. Ji Bing and Bai Yao turned out to be both low-level earth-level people. Their souls were not weak yet, so they were spotted by 9th elderly Zhen Feng and joined the 9th elder sect at the same time. Ji Wuchang nodded to Ji Bing and gave an encouraging look. At this point, it can be said that the recruitment of disciples has been completed, and every elder has gained something. At this moment, Song Qing's thin body walked to the center of the square and knelt down directly. The little girl Song Qing is determined to seek immortality. Please have mercy on me, elders. I am willing to serve you for the rest of your life, even if you are a boy. Song Qing spoke seriously and kowtowed several times at the same time, but the elders just glanced at her with cold eyes, and then left with their new disciples. No one looked at Song Qing. The gray beam of light represents mortal bones, which have no potential to cultivate immortality at all. How can any elder be willing to cultivate them? Chapter 55, Tricking the Master. You are listening at novelfull.audio. None of the elders cared about Song Qing, so they flew away one by one. In the end, only the 3rd elder Meng Kaihong and Ji Wuchang were left. Meng Kaihong frowned slightly and looked at Song Qing below, then looked at Ji Wuchang. Impermanence, are you sure that she turned out to be a water spirit, but she was framed by someone and took the fire attribute fruit? Meng Kaihong actually still believed in Ji Wuchang, otherwise she wouldn't have stayed if Ji Wuchang had just sent her a message. Ji Wuchang nodded and said quickly, Master, didn't I go to my city last time? I happened to hear someone talking about the Tsang family. The disciple was curious for a moment, so he inquired about this matter. I only remembered it when I saw Song Qing today. When Meng Kaihong heard this, he couldn't help but nodded, and then said, Okay, Master, I already know this matter. Let her kneel down first and see how sincere she is. When Ji Wuchang heard this, he couldn't help but nodded, and then quickly said, Master, can this kind of damaged physique be repaired? Meng Kaihong smiled slightly, and then said, Of course it is possible, but it requires consuming innate spiritual objects. I happen to know that the Great Elder has 2 copies of the Supreme True Water in his hands. This is one of the innate spiritual waters. I'm going to ask the Great Elder for a copy. When Ji Wuchang heard this, his eyes instantly lit up and his breathing became heavier. He also needs this Huangji True Water. If Ji Wuchang wants to refine his internal organs, he needs the cooperation of the 5 elements of spiritual objects. Huangji True Water is not only useful for Song Qing, who has a water spirit body, but it is also very useful for Ji Wuchang. Master, this disciple needs to collect 5 elements of spiritual objects to practice a special technique. Master, can you get another portion of the Supreme True Water from the Great Elder? You can also buy it with spirit stones. This is very important to me. When Meng Kaihong heard Ji Wuchang's words, he couldn't help being slightly stunned, with a look of embarrassment on his face. You need the 5 elements spiritual items. What do you have on hand now? When Ji Wuchang heard this, he couldn't help but shake his head and smile bitterly, and said, Master, to be honest, there is nothing at the moment. This technique was passed on to me when Senior Sister Miaoqing left the night before yesterday. She told me not to rush to break through the Foundation establishment realm. If I can use the skills she taught me to temper my internal organs, I will have the opportunity to condense 9 Taoist platforms when I build the Foundation in the future. After Ji Wuchang finished speaking, he said silently in his heart, Master, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to lie to you. He used Jin Miaoqing to talk about things, just to make a dead person without any evidence. Jin Miaoqing has completely left the immortal sect and will not return until 100 years later, so Master has no place to verify it. Moreover, if he said that he had condensed the 9 Taoist platforms, he would definitely be able to move the Master's heart. Sure enough, after Ji Wuchang finished speaking, Meng Kaihong's face instantly lit up, and his breathing became heavier. Among her current 3 Foundation Establishment Realm disciples, Kursin is the best, and he only has 5 Taoist platforms, while the remaining 2 have 4 Taoist platforms. Once Wuchang can really condense the 5 Taoist platforms, his future achievements will be limitless, far beyond his own. Don't worry, impermanence. I leave the matter of the 5 elements of spiritual objects to my master, and I will definitely find ways to help you get them. Don't tell anyone about Miao Qing's teachings on your skills, not even your senior brothers and sisters. Otherwise, if word spreads, even the headmaster may come looking for you, and you will be in constant trouble. Meng Kaihong quickly warned Wuchang and spoke solemnly. When Wuchang heard this, he couldn't help but feel a little guilty in his heart. In Wuchang's previous life, he heard that the relationship between the senior sister and the headmaster was not very good, and it should be related to the dead headmaster's wife. Now that master specifically mentioned the headmaster, this can be considered as indirect proof of this problem. Master, don't worry, I won't tell anyone else except you. Wuchang said quickly. Meng Kaihong nodded, and then said, Song Qin will do as you say. I will take them 2 back first, and then go to the great elder. But when Wuchang heard this, he nodded quickly. Meng Kaihong himself was a hot-tempered person, and then a spiritual power lifted Wang Yi and Wang Ping brother and sister back to Shaozhu Peak. Wuchang found a random place and closed his eyes to practice. Time passed by for half a day, and Song Qin kept kneeling there. Her body was already weak, and now she was drowsy after being exposed to the sun for most of the day, but she still knelt there stubbornly. At this moment, the 2 Qi refining realm disciples walked towards Song Qin and started to chase them away. Go quickly, kneeling is useless. If anyone could kneel for a moment and enter the Eternal Life Gate, the Eternal Life Gate would already be overcrowded. Yes, let's go. It will be dark if you continue to kneel down. It will be very dangerous to go down the mountain. Song Qin looked at the 2 of them with a pale face and shook her head. She was just an ordinary person now. She was exposed to the sun for most of the day and sweated a lot, making her lips dry. The 2 Qi refining realm disciples were also quite helpless. If it was a man, they would have thrown it out. Wuchang was almost done with the heat, so he flew up and arrived in front of Song Qin. I've met senior brother Ji. When the 2 Qi refining realm disciples saw Wuchang, they quickly clasped their fists in a respectful manner. The competition 2 days ago made them realize the terrifying combat power of senior brother Ji. During their free time in the past 2 days, it was senior brother Ji who they talked about the most. Junior brothers, can you let me say a few words to her? Wuchang smiled and spoke calmly, making people feel like a spring breeze. The 2 Qi refining realm people nodded immediately after hearing this, and one of them said, Brother Ji, go ahead, we'll leave first. After the 2 finished speaking, they politely bowed to Wuchang and then left. Wuchang looked at Song Qin, and Song Qin also looked at Wuchang. Wuchang saw the firmness in the other's eyes and nodded secretly. In the path of cultivating immortals, although the root bones are very important, firm beliefs are more important. Throughout the ages, how many people with excellent root bones have finally been drowned in the vast sea of people? Wuchang looked at Song Qin and said calmly, I am Wuchang, a disciple of the 3rd elder of Changsheng sect. I can give you a chance and take you to see my master. As for whether you can be favored by my master, it depends on your luck. Hearing Wuchang's words, Song Qin was overjoyed and quickly said to Wuchang, Thank you, senior brother. Wuchang waved his hand and then said, Don't thank me in a hurry, I want to ask you something first. What's wrong with your body? There are 2 forces competing inside. You have to answer this question truthfully, otherwise I dare not take you to my master. Song Qin was very surprised that someone could see through the problem of his body, which made Song Qin's face more cautious. Chapter 56, Obtaining the Imperial True Water. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Senior brother, to be honest, I was originally a water spirit, but I was murdered and swallowed something with fire attributes. Now 2 forces have used my body as a battlefield and have been doing so for several years. If the problems in my body can be solved, I firmly believe that my bones are no worse than others. Song Qin was heartbroken and directly revealed the biggest secret of her body. Wuchang actually just wanted to verify it. Now that Song Qin said this, he immediately felt confident. After all, he was also afraid that his memory of his previous life would be biased. Get up, I will take you to see the master. Whether you can become the master's disciple depends on your luck. Ji Wuchang smiled and spoke to Changsheng. When Changsheng heard this, she quickly and solemnly said, "Thank you so much, senior brother Ji. I, Changsheng, will definitely remember your kindness today." Seeing Changsheng's serious expression, Ji Wuchang could not help but reveal a smile. What Ji Wuchang wants is the gratitude in the other person's heart. Based on his past life memories, Changsheng is a person who knows how to repay kindness. Ouch! As soon as Changsheng stood up, she almost fell down again. She had been kneeling here for a long time. Just when she stood up, she felt that her eyes were numb. Ji Wuchang didn't urge him, after all, that Changsheng in front of him was just an ordinary person who had not cultivated. When Changsheng regained consciousness in her feet, Ji Wuchang took out his flying sword and flew towards Xiaozhu Peak with Changsheng. Although he was carrying one person with him, Ji Wuchang's flying sword was still very stable. Changsheng stood on the flying sword, the expression on her face became more and more determined. She wanted to become an immortal, and she also wanted to take revenge. As soon as Ji Wuchang and Changsheng arrived at Xiaozhu Peak, they met third senior sister Tai Yujie. Seeing Ji Wuchang coming back with Changsheng, he couldn't help but frown. "Junior brother, are you planning to hide your beauty in a golden house, or are you planning to start recruiting disciples?" Tai Yujie's words were yin and yang, and her eyes swept over Changsheng. She saw that although the other party looked miserable, she was extremely delicate, and she felt even more unhappy. Ji Wuchang glanced at Tai Yujie, a trace of disgust flashed in his eyes. "Third senior sister, don't judge a gentleman with a villain's heart. I am just following master's order to bring this girl Changsheng." Ji Wuchang didn't even have the thought to deal with this idiot, so he responded directly without any politeness. When Changsheng heard the conversation between the two, she instantly felt that something was wrong in the atmosphere, and couldn't help but shrink back behind Ji Wuchang. Tai Yujie's face was very ugly, and she was about to get angry, but when she saw Ji Wuchang's cold eyes, she swallowed the words that had reached her throat instantly. She thought of the scene during Ji Wuchang's competition that day. Although she was at the second level of the Foundation establishment realm, she really might not be able to beat this junior brother. Tai Yujie snorted coldly and left directly. The more Tai Yujie thought about it, the angrier she became, so she went directly to senior sister in person. When she saw in person, Tai Yujie complained directly. "Senior sister, that Ji Wuchang is starting to look down on me less and less. He just scolded me directly in front of the newcomers. I really can't stand this tone." As soon as Tai Yujie saw in person, she started to complain, and Curson glanced at Tai Yujie, and then said calmly, "Third junior sister, he is in the spotlight now, why are you provoking him? The sect will hold a trial in the secret realm soon. Let's wait until we are in the secret realm to talk about anything." After Curson finished speaking, a cold light flashed in his eyes. When Tai Yujie heard this, his eyes lit up. This secret realm trial will be attended by both the Qi refining realm and the Foundation establishment realm, and some new disciples will also go. Every year of experience, many people die in it. When she thought of this, Tai Yujie's eyes suddenly lit up and she stopped talking. Little did they know that Ji Wuchang was also waiting for this secret trial. He also had the same intention and let these two people die in it. Ji Wuchang brought Changsheng to the master's residence, and found that his second senior brother Linghong was also there, and he quickly stepped forward to say hello. "Junior brother, you are also here to see master." "Who is this girl?" Linghong said with a smile and glanced at Changsheng curiously. Ji Wuchang nodded, then rolled his eyes and instantly understood what was going on. "Second senior brother, master will not hand over the newly accepted junior brothers and junior sisters into your hands, right?" When Linghong heard Ji Wuchang's words, he immediately grimaced. "Isn't that what happened?" Linghong had no experience in teaching newcomers, so he was very confused. He came here just to get rid of this matter and let the senior sister take over. "Junior brother, I myself am confused all day long. How can I teach newcomers?" I think it would be more appropriate to leave it to senior sister. Ji Wuchang smiled slightly, and then said, second senior brother, it's actually not as difficult as you think. You first take them to familiarize themselves with the environment of Shaozhu Peak, then pass on the evergreen skill to them and teach them how to introduce qi into their bodies. As for the other techniques, just wait until the master teaches them to you later. That when Xing Linghong heard Ji Wuchang's words, his eyes lit up, he nodded quickly, and then said with a smile, junior brother is right. I'll go back first. Xing Linghong knew very well that the evergreen technique was the most basic technique of the immortality sect. They also practiced this technique when they first started. In fact, he didn't want to come to master so soon. It would be bad if he made master unhappy. Now with Ji Wuchang's advice, Xing Linghong instantly enlightened and knew what to do. Looking at Xing Linghong's departing back, Ji Wuchang smiled slightly. Second senior brother's current state should not be completely fascinated by third senior sister. This is good, so that he won't be too sad after killing them. Not long after Xing Linghong left, Meng Kaihong came back, which made Changsheng very nervous. Meng Kaihong was not polite, grabbed Changsheng's hand, and injected a wisp of spiritual power into her body. When this wisp of spiritual power flowed back, Meng Kaihong's eyes lit up slightly. Although Changsheng's spiritual power was chaotic, it was not a big deal in Meng Kaihong's eyes. At this moment, Meng Kaihong looked at Ji Wuchang with more satisfaction. Meng Kaihong took out a porcelain bottle and gave it to Ji Wuchang, and Ji Wuchang's eyes lit up instantly. This is the royal extreme true water. I'll think of a way to deal with the remaining few. Ji Wuchang was overjoyed when he heard Meng Kaihong's words, and he clasped his fists and said, thank you, master. Meng Kaihong nodded, pondered for a moment, and then took out her token and gave it to Ji Wuchang. Take my token and go to the treasure pavilion, and tell them that I need a wooden spirit bead. The fourth elder should give me this face. Ji Wuchang had been thinking about the sect's wooden spirit bead for a long time. When he heard Meng Kaihong's words, he didn't hesitate and took the token in his hand. Ji Wuchang didn't stop. He didn't know if he was in time, because the wooden spirit bead contained a great vitality, which was also very useful for Xiao Fan who had problems with his tendons and veins. Chapter 57 Harmonious Brothers. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At the entrance of the treasure pavilion, Xiao Fan was very proud at the moment. Just now, his master, the headmaster Zhenyao Tian, had helped him recover all the injuries in his tendons and veins. At the same time, his cultivation level broke through again and reached the realm of the 6th intermediate stage of qi refining. In view of the fact that Xiao Fan's injury had delayed for a while, Zhenyao Tian thought about it and remembered that there was another wooden spirit bead in the treasure pavilion, so he decided to give this wooden spirit bead to Xiao Fan. The wooden spirit bead contained a magnificent life force, which could continuously nourish Xiao Fan's body and completely eliminate the hidden dangers of his tendons and veins. Kai Ping accompanied Xiao Fan and looked at Xiao Fan with cold eyes. From childhood to adulthood, his talent was crushed by Zhenmiaoqing, which made Kai Ping extremely depressed. Kai Ping had given up the idea of pursuing Zhenmiaoqing, and Zhenmiaoqing had even left the Changsheng gate. For Kai Ping, it was like moving away the mountain that was pressing on his heart, allowing him to finally breathe fresh air freely. But Kai Ping did not expect that just after Zhenmiaoqing left, Xiao Fan came again, and he was still a lower-grade root bone of the heavenly rank. This made Kai Ping full of hostility towards Xiao Fan, and murderous intent was in his heart. He would never allow anyone to ride on him again, no matter who this person was. As long as he dared to do so, that person would be his enemy. Therefore, from the first sight of Xiao Fan, Kai Ping's heart was full of murderous intent. Kai Ping would naturally not show it on the surface. After all, he had a big plan. He wanted the entire Changsheng sect. Kai Ping had already thought about it, and in the sect training in the near future, he would find a way to bring this junior brother in. After all, the secret realm is an excellent place to bury bones. Xiao Fan's roots were actually better than his own, and he was even accepted as a disciple by the headmaster. He already had a way to die. Junior brother, the treasure pavilion is under the jurisdiction of the fourth elder, and she is a 9th level cultivation in the Purple Mansion realm, so when you see her later, you must be polite. A place like the treasure pavilion is an important place in the sect. If you can build a good relationship with the fourth elder, then the fourth elder will definitely not be short of your benefits. Kai Ping introduced Xiao Fan with a smile, and his attitude was very kind. After hearing this, Xiao Fan nodded, and then calmly said, "Thank you, senior brother." Xiao Fan was very disdainful in his heart. Now he called you senior brother because of master. After a few years, his cultivation will definitely surpass the other party. At that time, there is no need to pay attention to this kind of senior brother. While the two were talking, they had already walked into the treasure pavilion. When Yin Shuyao saw the two, she was stunned, and then smiled and said to Kai Ping, "Kai Ping, you are a rare guest." Kai Ping smiled slightly and said, "Fourth elder, it was not inconvenient some time ago. Today, junior brother Xiao Fan happened to come to the treasure pavilion, and I also came to visit the fourth elder." Xiao Fan did not dare to neglect it at this moment, and hurriedly clasped his fists and said, "Xiao Fan greets the fourth elder." Yin Shuyao glanced at Xiao Fan, then nodded, with a lukewarm attitude. "You're welcome. What are you doing here in the treasure pavilion today?" Xiao Fan said without waiting for Kai Ping to speak. "Fourth elder, the head teacher asked me to take that wooden spirit bead." Kai Ping's face changed slightly when he saw Xiao Fan dare to snatch his words, but then he returned to normal. Yin Shuyao was slightly stunned, then smiled and said, "You are late. Just now, Wuchang's nephew took the token of the third elder and took the wooden spirit bead away." When Xiao Fan heard this, the smile on his face disappeared instantly, and his face twisted slightly. "Wuchang, you hurt me first, and then took my wooden spirit bead. You have already found a way to die." Xiao Fan's murderous intent was overwhelming. With the breakthrough of his cultivation, Xiao Fan's confidence soared again at this moment. When he heard that it was taken away by Wuchang, Kai Ping breathed a sigh of relief for some reason. Although Wuchang also made a big splash last time, he was only a disciple of the third elder, and he would not be qualified to compete with him for the position of head teacher in the future, but Xiao Fan was different. The other party had a lower-grade heaven-level root bone, while he was only a high-grade earth-level one. There was a big difference in root bone. In addition, the wood spirit pearl was an innate spiritual object. It not only contained a vast spiritual power, but also a strong vitality. No matter who refined this object, they could quickly break through their cultivation. Kai Ping had refined one before, so he naturally knew the benefits of this thing. Xiao Fan left the treasure pavilion with an ugly face. Kai Ping followed behind him with a slight sneer on his face. "Junior brother Xiao Fan, don't be discouraged. I have a few wood spirit pearls in my Changsheng sect every few years. You are the disciple of the headmaster. If there are any in the future, you will definitely be given priority." Kai Ping walked to Xiao Fan and said comfortingly. Xiao Fan looked ugly, but he nodded in the end. After all, things had already happened and could not be reversed. However, Xiao Fan still had an idea and said, "Brother, do you know Wuchang? What do you think of him?" Kai Ping looked at Xiao Fan, and seeing Xiao Fan's gloomy face, he couldn't help but ask, "Junior brother Xiao, do you know Wuchang?" That when Xiao Fan heard this, his face became even uglier. He thought that Wuchang had publicized the matter of my city after returning. At this moment, he hated Wuchang even more, but when Kai Ping asked, he naturally couldn't deny it. After all, such things could be known by asking a little, so he nodded. Kai Ping was not a fool. He immediately understood that Xiao Fan must have a conflict with Wuchang, which made his eyes brighten. At this moment, Kai Ping immediately thought of a plan to kill someone with a borrowed knife. Kai Ping smiled and said, "Wuchang is the disciple of the third elder. I have indeed met him twice. However, his strength is average, but he is very arrogant. He is just a jumping clown. Although his strength is slightly higher than that of my junior brother now, with my junior brother's talent, it is only a matter of time before he surpasses him. In my estimation, my junior brother only needs to practice in seclusion for 10 days or half a month, and his strength will definitely surpass this person." The reason why Kai Ping said this time is that at most half a month, the trial in the secret realm will begin. Xiao Fan is not familiar with the people of Changsheng now, so he can't ask about Wuchang. If the two really have a grudge, once they meet in the secret realm, even if Xiao Fan can bear it, Ji Wuchang may not be able to bear it. Xiao Fan's eyes lit up when he heard it. He remembered very clearly that when Ji Wuchang competed with him, he was at the early stage of the 6th level of qi refining. It has only been more than a month, and the other party is at most the 7th level of qi refining. Now that master has given me so many resources to help me, if I retreat for half a month, I can at least break through the 7th level of qi refining, and then I can avenge my previous shame. Thinking of this, Xiao Fan's heart was burning, and his hand unconsciously touched the storage ring in his hand, and a murderous look flashed in his eyes. Brother is right, my tendons and veins have just recovered, and I really need to retreat and practice for a few days. Upon hearing this, Kai Ping nodded quickly with a faint smile on his face. What a harmonious scene of brothers and sisters. Chapter 58 With Spirit Pearl Refining Liver. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the room, Ji Wuchang sat cross-legged, his eyes were filled with joy. In Ji Wuchang's hand, there was an emerald green bead, with a strong breath of life hidden in it. This bead was naturally the wood spirit bead, which Ji Wuchang had just taken from the 4th elder of the treasure pavilion. The 5 elements correspond to the 5 internal organs, and the 5 elements are mutually generated and restrained, and so are the 5 internal organs. The liver stores blood to help the heart, and the liver generates the heart, which is wood generating fire. The heart stores the spleen, which is fire generating earth, the spleen generates the lungs, which is earth generating gold, the lungs generate the kidneys, which is gold generating water, and the kidneys generate the liver, which is water generating wood. Ji Wuchang currently has the wood spirit bead and the Imperial true water in his hands, which is equivalent to having 2 spiritual objects, wood and water. Ji Wuchang thought carefully about the ancient method of refining internal organs in his mind. When this method is in operation, it needs to draw the power of the flesh to nourish the 5 internal organs. Ji Wuchang took out a few medium-grade spirit stones and put them aside so that they can be used at any time. Looking at the egg-sized wooden spirit bead in his hand, Ji Wuchang did not hesitate, opened his mouth, and sucked the wooden spirit bead into his stomach. As soon as the wooden spirit bead entered his stomach, terrible magic attribute spiritual power surged out instantly, and at the same time there was also powerful spiritual power. Ji Wuchang immediately operated the ancient method of refining organs to wrap up these 2 powers, and then continuously sent them into the liver. Ji Wuchang could clearly feel that the liver seemed to become unusually active, and a trace of black breath was squeezed out of the liver. Under the operation of the ancient method of refining organs, the liver seemed like a bottomless pit. The huge spiritual power provided by the wooden spirit bead could not keep up with the speed at which the liver absorbed spiritual power. Ji Wuchang clearly felt that the spiritual power in his body was rapidly decreasing, which surprised Ji Wuchang. He did not expect that just tempering a liver would consume such terrible power. No wonder few people can touch the realm of Changsheng. Time flies, and 2 days have passed in a blink of an eye. Ji Wuchang sat cross-legged there motionless. At this moment, Ji Wuchang looked extremely thin. There was a small circle of dust around him, which was the fragments left after the spiritual power of the spirit stone was exhausted. Above Ji Wuchang's body, there was a strong breath of life. The thin body and strong vitality seemed extremely contradictory, but they were actually integrated. Ji Wuchang slowly opened his eyes, and a hint of joy appeared in his eyes. He just looked inside and found that there was a layer of warm jade-like luster on the liver, which was a manifestation of the successful quenching of the liver. Ji Wuchang did not rush to get up, but flew up and went straight to Lingjian Peak. Lingjian Peak is the mountain where the great elder Pei Yuanqing is located. The spiritual power here is slightly richer than that of Shaozhu Peak. There are hundreds of spiritual swords inserted on Lingjian Peak, which is quite spectacular. Everyone who enters Lingjian Peak must do one thing, that is, communicate with the spiritual sword of Lingjian Peak and choose a long sword that recognizes himself. A moment later, Ji Wuchang arrived at the foot of Lingjian Peak. System, sign in, ding. Changsheng Lingjian Peak signed in successfully, rewarded with 10 years of cultivation. Luck value plus 10. Ji Wuchang was not going to Lingjian Peak, but to sign in. After all, this time of tempering the liver consumed too much spiritual power, and he must replenish it. Shaozhu Peak has been signed in by him several times, and the sign-in rewards are really unbearable. A powerful spiritual power appeared in Ji Wuchang's body out of thin air. Ji Wuchang operated the purple chi burning heaven art and guided this spiritual power to his limbs. With the influx of this spiritual power, Ji Wuchang's originally thin body became plump as if inflated. In just a moment, Ji Wuchang returned to his original state, but there was still some spiritual power left, and Ji Wuchang naturally would not waste it. He introduced this spiritual power into Dantian, and the spiritual power consumed in Dantian was also replenished rapidly. Ji Wuchang smiled, shook his body, and returned directly to Xiaozhu Peak. Everyone at Lingjian Peak was stunned. They originally thought that Ji Wuchang had something to do at Xiaozhu Peak, but they didn't know that this guy had stayed at the foot of the mountain for a few breaths. As soon as Ji Wuchang returned to Xiaozhu Peak, he saw his second senior brother Zheng Linghong, who was looking for him at the moment. Seeing Ji Wuchang, Zheng Linghong's eyes lit up instantly, and he quickly said to Ji Wuchang, "Junior brother, master wants to see us for something." "I just went to my junior brother's residence, but found no one there. I was just about to go back to report to master." Ji Wuchang seemed to have thought of something when he heard it. His eyes lit up, and he didn't waste any words. He and Zheng Linghong went straight to Meng Caihong's residence. As soon as the two arrived, they found that in Kursin, Tai Yujie, Wang Yi, Wang Ping, and Song Qing were all there. Meng Caihong smiled and nodded when she saw the two people coming, and motioned for them to stand aside. Ji Wuchang's eyes swept over Song Qing and were very surprised. This Song Qing, who was originally a mortal 2 days ago, actually exuded the cultivation of the third level of qi refining in his body. This made Ji Wuchang understand instantly that Song Qing's water spirit body had completely recovered. "I invited all of you here today because I have 2 things to announce. The first thing is that I officially accept Song Qing as my personal disciple. Since she is the last to join, she will be your junior sister in the future." Meng Caihong smiled and said, with a very happy expression on her face. Song Qing was also very excited. She stood out from the crowd, came to Meng Caihong, and knelt down directly. Disciple Song Qing pays homage to master. After Song Qing finished speaking, he kowtowed to Meng Caihong 3 times respectfully, and tears could not help falling from his eyes. She has suffered so much over the years, and now it is finally over. Ji Wuchang glanced at Kursin and Tai Yujie, both of whom had no expression on their faces, as if all this had nothing to do with them. Wang Ping stepped forward and handed a cup of tea that had been prepared long ago to Song Qing. Song Qing nodded in thanks, and then respectfully handed the cup of tea to Meng Caihong. Meng Caihong smiled slightly, took the cup of tea, took a sip, and then put the cup of tea on the small table beside her. Meng Caihong pointed a finger at Song Qing's brow. "Today, I will teach you the sex technique, evergreen technique. This technique is the basic technique and is also the technique practiced by all beginners. I hope you will be humble and learn from many senior brothers and sisters in the future." After hearing this, Song Qing nodded quickly, and then said respectfully, "Thank you for your teachings, master, I will definitely remember it in my heart." After Song Qing finished speaking, he stood up and clasped his fists to everyone around him and said, "Song Qing greets all the senior brothers and sisters." Ji Wuchang and others naturally smiled and returned the greetings. Ji Wuchang didn't care what others thought, he was very happy anyway, and in the future, he would have one more ally in Xiaozhu Peak. Meng Caihong looked at everyone with a smile, and then said calmly, "I just came back from the main peak, and the second thing is that the secret realm will open in 5 days. I have reported to you 4, Kursin, Linghong, Yujie, and Wuchang from Xiaozhu Peak. Prepare well when you go back." Chapter 59 The Secret Realm Trial begins. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ji Wuchang returned to his residence. He thought of the excitement in Kursin and Tai Yujie's eyes when the master just told him about the secret trial. Tai Yujie glanced at Ji Wuchang, and the murderous intent in her eyes flashed. Ji Wuchang looked indifferent, pretending not to see Tai Yujie's gaze, but secretly said sorry to the master in his heart. After the secret trial, Xiaozhu Peak will be reduced in number. Ji Wuchang took out the Royal Extreme True Water, his eyes shining, and he decided to use up this Royal Extreme True Water before entering the secret realm, which man doesn't want a strong kidney. Although Ji Wuchang thought his kidneys were okay and he didn't hold him back in his previous life, wouldn't it be better if they were stronger? After all, this is a matter of man's dignity. Other things can be timid occasionally, but this can't be timid. Ji Wuchang opened the bottle cap, and saw that the royal extreme true water rushed out of the bottle, turning into a sharp sword, and went straight to Ji Wuchang's eyebrows. Ji Wuchang was well prepared. The purple chi burning heaven art burst out with a bang, and a scorching breath rushed out of Ji Wuchang's body like a volcanic eruption. The purple chi burning heaven art itself is a fire attribute technique, but it is not an ordinary fire attribute. Even the innate spiritual object such as the royal extreme true water cannot resist its breath. The purple chi burning heaven art formed a vortex in front of Ji Wuchang, directly wrapping the royal extreme true water, and then Ji Wuchang opened his mouth and swallowed it into his stomach. After the royal extreme true water entered his stomach, Ji Wuchang slowly closed his eyes and guided the royal extreme true water to wrap his kidneys. Time passed in a flash, and it was 3 days. Ji Wuchang slowly opened his eyes. This time, Ji Wuchang looked thinner than a few days ago. Ji Wuchang ran to the foot of Lingjian Peak again and signed in. Ding! Successfully signed in at Lingjian Peak of Changsheng, rewarded with 5 years of cultivation. Luck value +5. Ji Wuchang had been prepared for this. The second time he signed in at the same place, the reward would be halved. However, with the influx of 5 years of cultivation, Ji Wuchang's body returned to its original appearance. Ji Wuchang then checked the system panel. Host, Ji Wuchang. Cultivation, mid-9th level of Qi refining. Root bones, middle grade earth rank. Qi luck value, 1386. Special ability, none. System task, none. Ji Wuchang looked at the system panel and frowned slightly. He could understand everything else on the panel, but he didn't know what this special ability meant. Does this represent a technique, combat skill, secret method, or some special ability? Ji Wuchang thought for a moment, then gave up. This could only be discussed later. After Ji Wuchang arrived at the foot of Lingjian Peak, he left again, leaving the disciples of Lingjian Peak confused. They didn't know what this senior brother Ji meant. However, the disciples of Lingjian Peak did not have too much time to care about such things, because the secret trial was about to start, and everyone was preparing nervously. In the secret trial of Changsheng, the death rate in previous years was 5 to 1, that is, 1 out of 5 people died in it. As long as they left the secret realm, no one would pursue who killed these people and how they died. Changsheng, like any other cultivation force, would not let the living disciples lose their lives for a dead person. Therefore, in the secret realm, many grievances that were inconvenient to resolve in the sect would be resolved in the secret realm. For such things, Changsheng turned a blind eye. The living are the talents that the sect wants to cultivate. Ji Wuchang did not participate in this trial in his previous life, but he knew that this trial was not simple and the losses were great. After the secret trial ended, many elders of Changsheng were furious. At this moment, more than 200 people have gathered in the Changsheng Square, and these are the figures participating in the trial. Although Changsheng has only 9 elders in total, there are many guest elders, but their status is not as good as the 9 elders. Many people cannot become disciples of the 9 elders, so they will naturally settle for the next best thing and become disciples of a guest elder. Ji Wuchang stood with Sing Linghong, his eyes swept over everyone present, and he sighed in his heart. Among these people, at least dozens of them will be buried forever in the secret realm. After Ji Wuchang glanced around, he couldn't help but frown slightly. He didn't see Xiao Fan. Could this guy not participate? At this moment, 2 figures appeared from a distance. It was Kai Ping and Xiao Fan. At this moment, Xiao Fan was full of confidence. The retreat in the past few days has made his cultivation level go to a higher level. At this moment, he is already in the early stage of the 7th level of Qi refining. The breakthrough in cultivation made Xiao Fan sweep away all the previous haze. His eyes swept around and finally looked at Ji Wuchang. Xiao Fan did not hide the murderous intent in his eyes. But fortunately, he also knew that this was not the place to take action, otherwise he would have wanted to take action immediately to avenge his previous shame. At this moment, the second elder Zhou Yuan appeared, and the sixth elder Yuzhen also appeared at the same time. They were the person in charge of this trial. Everyone, this trial is the sect's 10-year training for the disciples of the foundation building and chi refining realms, and it is also a test for you. The final results will be judged by the corpses of the fierce beasts that everyone submits to the sect. Of course, the requirements for the foundation building and chi refining realms are different, and they will be ranked separately. Now everyone, please follow me and go to the back mountain of the sect together. After Zhou Yuan finished speaking, he took the lead and flew towards the back mountain of Changsheng. The rest of the people took out their flying swords and followed closely. In just a moment, everyone came to an open space in the back mountain. At this moment, in the open space in the back mountain, the fourth elder Yin Shuyao, the fifth elder Tang Yuan, and the eighth elder Jia Yuanliang were all there. The three of them sat cross-legged in the three directions of heaven, earth and man. Under them, a special formation slowly rotated, and a special portal appeared above the formation. In the portal, there were wisps of space power coming. Obviously, you only need to pass through this door to enter a new place. Everyone, this is a random teleportation portal that will send you to the trial place. Keep this jade token. Once you encounter a life and death crisis, crush this token and you will be teleported out. Of course, those who have not stayed in there for 7 days will not participate in the ranking no matter how good your performance is. The sixth elder Yuzhen smiled and opened his mouth, then waved his hand, and jade tokens flew out, landing accurately in front of everyone, and were caught by everyone. Ji Wuchang looked at the token in his hand and sensed a special aura in it. He immediately knew what was going on. He had seen this kind of thing many times in his previous life, so it was nothing special. Ji Wuchang looked at the crowd and saw that Kai Ping and Xiao Fan had already arrived in front of the portal. At this moment, Xiao Fan turned around, sneered at Ji Wuchang, and then stepped into the portal. Chapter 60 The First Battle in the Secret Realm. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the forest, a figure quickly shuttled through the forest, covering a distance of several feet with every step. Behind him, 5 dark figures followed, which turned out to be 5 black wolves. These 5 black wolves are huge, each weighing no less than 300 pounds, the huge mouth opened, revealing the strong white teeth. Damn it, it seems these guys won't stop chasing until they are all killed. Ji Wuchang, who was running, cursed secretly, and after looking back, a cold murderous intent flashed in his eyes. Ji Wuchang felt that he was a little unlucky. He had just teleported over and appeared near the lair of the black wolves. There are 7 black wolves in this batch, and the leader among them is a second-level black wolf, which is equivalent to a human foundation-building monk. According to Ji Wuchang's estimation, his strength is already comparable to that of someone at the 5th level of the foundation establishment realm. The remaining 6 are all first-level peak black wolves, which is equivalent to the cultivation level of a person at the 9th level of chi refining. Ji Wuchang reacted quickly enough to kill the nearest first-order black wolf with lightning speed, and then turned on the escape mode. Just now, Ji Wuchang found a way to kill another one, but the opponent still had 5 left, especially the one at the head gave Ji Wuchang a lot of pressure. After all, he was only in the middle of the 9th level of chi refining. Ji Wuchang, as long as you call me master, I can kill these black wolves with a snap of my fingers. What do you think? In Ji Wuchang's ears, Ji Yaoyao's voice came. This is not the first time Ji Yaoyao has mentioned this matter to Ji Wuchang, but Ji Wuchang has sternly rejected her every time. Just kidding, he has other ideas about Ji Yaoyao, and becoming a disciple is definitely not an option. Although etiquette and law are not taken seriously in the world of immortality, master and disciple, aren't they just 1 generation shorter? A man has to be tough from the beginning. Once he softens, it is not easy to regain his authority. You bitch, shut up. Ji Wuchang snorted coldly and said angrily. He used his speed to the extreme, and his Bagua wandering dragon step made Ji Wuchang look extremely elegant. Ji Yaoyao pouted in her storage ring. A little person at the 9th level of chi refining actually dared to call herself a bitch. In the past, she would have slapped Ji Wuchang into a pulp, but this despicable guy placed a curse on her, tying their fate together. Therefore, Ji Yaoyao could not vent her anger on Ji Wuchang. Ji Yaoyao wants to teach Ji Wuchang the top combat skill of the Ji family, the Great Sun God Fist, but naturally it cannot be given to anyone who is not a member of the Ji family, but if Ji Wuchang worships her as his master, the relationship between the two will be different. Ji Wuchang will also have the imprint of the Ji family. In this way, Ji Yaoyao would not have any psychological burden when teaching the Great Sun Fist to Ji Wuchang. Dead Ji Wuchang, stinky Ji Wuchang. I want to see how you, a body-refining mirror person, can kill a second-level black wolf. Ji Yaoyao was very angry, so she wanted to see what other tricks Ji Wuchang had. Ouch! The leader of the black wolf roared, and the 4 black wolves around it separated instantly, showing the tendency to outflank Ji Wuchang, trying to stop him. Ji Wuchang Ji Yaoyao finally stopped talking and couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. His eyes glanced around, and there was an unsheathed sword in his hand. Above the long sword, there were sparkling waves, and a deep cold air rushed towards the face from the long sword. The name of this sword is Bisui. It is a low-grade magic weapon and is extremely sharp. This long sword was also given to Ji Wuchang by Meng Kaihong. Even though the Bisui sword is a low-grade magical weapon, it has killed many people in Meng Kaihong's hands. Later, Meng Kaihong's strength improved, but the blue water sword was too weak after all, so Meng Kaihong was useless, but after years of nourishment by her, the blue water sword is no worse than any middle-grade magical weapon. Looking at the blue water sword in his eyes, Ji Wuchang then looked at the black wolf behind him, the murderous intent in his eyes becoming more and more intense. Ji Wuchang swayed his body, changed his direction, and headed straight to the left. Then his body flew several feet away and landed on top of a black wolf. Taking heart step, Ji Wuchang didn't hesitate at all. He raised his left foot and stepped down towards the black wolf below. Although Ji Wuchang's left hand did not touch the black wolf still screamed, and his body running wildly lost his balance instantly. With a bang, the black wolf's head hit a big tree directly, and it was so painful that it grinned. But at this moment, a sword light appeared on the black wolf's neck like a ghost, directly slicing the black wolf's throat open. The black wolf's blood gushes out of his throat like a fountain, and then he collapses unwillingly. Ji Wuchang's body swayed and disappeared into a big tree, gasping slightly at the corner of his mouth. The heart step consumes a lot of spiritual energy. Although he just took one step, he felt that 10% of his spiritual energy was missing from his body. Ji Wuchang then used the shadow sword technique and slashed out a ghostly sword, killing the black wolf. With a loud boom, the big tree was knocked down by the second-level thunder wolf. But Ji Wuchang was not found. At this moment, Ji Wuchang was hiding in a big tree a few feet away, with cold eyes. Since these beasts won't let him leave, he won't leave. Ji Wuchang's eyes were fixed on the second-level black wolf. Seeing it flying towards the distance on the left, Ji Wuchang knew that the opportunity had come. Shadow sword technique, shadow sword kill. Ji Wuchang whispered at the corner of his mouth. His body was like lightning, and he rushed towards a black wolf 10 feet away below him, and aimed his sword straight at the opponent's throat, but the black wolf's reaction was also extremely sensitive. When Ji Wuchang's sword reached the black wolf's throat, the black wolf suddenly jumped to the right. As a result, the sword failed to pierce the black wolf's throat, but only left a long wound on the black wolf, and blood flowed. Ji Wuchang snorted coldly, pinched his left hand, and the flame jumped between Ji Wuchang. As the flame rotated, a flame light wheel was formed, which was ejected by Ji Wuchang's finger. Wheel of flame. Ji Wuchang shouted lightly, and the flame light wheel rotated rapidly and hit the black wolf directly. The black wolf screamed, and the huge body was cut into 2 pieces by the flame light wheel, and blood and internal organs flowed all over the ground. At this moment, a black shadow pounced on him, opened its bloody mouth, and bit down on Ji Wuchang's head. A fishy smell came to his nose, almost making Ji Wuchang vomit directly. It was too late to dodge at this moment. Ji Wuchang snorted coldly, fell backwards, raised the long sword in his right hand, and slashed at the black shadow. The huge figure of the black wolf flew over Ji Wuchang, and the green water sword directly cut a long wound along the belly of the black wolf. Blood spurted, making Ji Wuchang's face full of wolf blood. The black wolf was directly disemboweled by Ji Wuchang. Although it was not dead yet, it could not survive. In a blink of an eye, 3 black wolves were killed by Wuchang.